Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Elizabeth, the maker behind Angel's Cottage, and if you're new here, welcome. This is my YouTube crafting journey where I show everything I'm kind of crafting in right now. Um, this is podcast episode number 10. Um, and before we get into it, let me tell you where you can find me. So you can find me on Instagram as Angel's Cottage. You can find me on Ravelry as Arcadia, and you can find me on Etsy as Angel's Cottage Shop. Okay, so before we get into finished objects, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the make along that's going on. I still have not posted the Instagram information yet, which I hope to do that very soon. It's been kind of crazy for me right now in my house. So I keep pushing it, but I'm hoping to do that very soon. And it's basically going to go from whenever that post goes up or September 15th. I know it's past the 15th already, but if you started on the 15th, it'll go until November 30th. And just a little refresher for what it is like a ornament make along. It doesn't have to necessarily be an ornament. It could be a little sweater or a little beanie or a little pair of mittens I've seen as a pattern. There's also little socks, and they can go on a tree if that is how you celebrate the holidays, or they can go on a garland. That's the word I was struggling to find last week. Or they can even just go on gifts if you exchange gifts with people in your life. So it doesn't have to be like Christmas focused. It could be any way that you celebrate the holidays that come up at the end of the year. Um, it's open to anybody. I will be doing prizes once I officially make the post. Then I'll have more information about how to do that. But basically, there's going to be a hashtag, and there will not be a Discord or a Ravelry because I think that's just too much for me right now with everything that I have going on. So it's pretty much just going to be on Instagram. And there's going to be a hashtag that I ask you use to share it so that I can keep track of who's doing what and put you guys in a pool for drawing prizes. And since it's going to be going on for a little bit of time, like 2.5 months, we'll say, I should be able to give out quite a few. And I will have the knit and crochet pattern bundles in the description box for some of the patterns that I've come across that kind of fit the parameters of the make along, whether it's crochet or knit. Um, and some of them are free, some of them are paid for. It's up to you to decide if you would like to purchase them or not. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'll have some shop items that I'm going to be listing, like mini skein sets to help you make your own uh, tiny sweaters. So here's my example. This is used with scraps, and you'll see here I have it on a hanger so that I can hang it up on. This is probably going to go on my tree. I have a little tree up here for this area that I put up around the holidays, and I kind of want to put like handmade ornaments on it, like small little sweaters or even little ball ornaments, just ones that I've made with some scraps so that I can see some of the yarn I maybe used this year, last year, or any other time and admire it. And it's not a little scrap taking up space in my stash, which that's also fine because I can turn that into something else. But I just thought this was a clever idea to keep the handmade aspect of it in some of my decor around my house. If I can get it in gear, I want to try it. Last year I talked about this, making a fall garland on my Instagram, I think. I don't know if it ever came up on the pod, and then I remember being like, "What the heck was I thinking? I didn't give myself enough time." Guarantee you, I still didn't give myself enough time, but we're just gonna roll with it and see what I can come up with, and this will definitely help fill some of those gaps. So this is the little hanger that my husband kind of made really quickly. Um, it has actually, I showed you the wrong side. This is where the little design is actually. Silly me. Um, but it just kind of goes inside your sweater. like a traditional hanger would, and then it keeps it so that the arms are out and it's got a loop so you can attach yarn if you want or any kind of anything else like for archery since we do celebrate Christmas we have they're like glittery ribbon that I bought forever ago and that's what I put through for my ornaments. I don't think I'll be using that for this because it's going to be quite large and I don't really want to cut it. So we'll just have to see what that ends up becoming. But that's my sample. That's one of the things that's going to be in the shop, and it's also going to be a prize. There's going to be like a set of hangers, and we're working on some other things. It's just like I said, it's been really crazy. But this is still something that I really wanted to do. I kind of I was totally going to give up on it if I'm being honest because I was like, oh, I keep pushing it back and it just didn't feel like the timing is right. But my husband was like, no, you were really excited about this up until these few events happened, and I want you to still try and do it. So he's been supporting me and making some of these things so that I can do it. Um, not that I could totally do this without his support, but it's definitely helpful when he's supportive. So that's one of the potential prizes is like a mini skein set with some hangers so that you can if you don't maybe enjoy the colors that you have, or if you want to do like a stripy sweater and you don't have any colors that go together, maybe one of the mini skein sets I have in my shop will be. Like I said, it will also be a prize. I have some other stuff I still can't talk about yet. I'm sorry, but I do have these. These are samples of like notion bowls. So you would put. Actually, this is great. I have some stitch markers just right here that could go inside of it. I'm sure you can see that. Sorry, let me show you for more than just 2 seconds. Jeez. But at the bottom of it, he put a tree, and of course, um, this is just a sample. So the finished item will look like this, but possibly in a different color. Um, and we're still working out some of the kinks to that. But like this is a snowman, and just for size reference, because stitch markers are one thing, but like if you have little tiny snips, these they'll fit in there in this way. Or like I even have a tape measure over here. Tape measure kind of takes all the room, but you could probably like have stitch markers at the bottom, just as an example. And then the last one we have is the candy cane. Again, these are just samples, that's why they're just white. The end product will probably look a little different, but I was too excited, have no chill, wanted to show you. So those will probably be listed in the shop once we kind of hammer out the details, and then definitely that's probably going to be a prize giveaway or included in one of the bundles. Um, so now that I've gotten make-along out of the way, let's talk about finished objects. Now you may have noticed this little ditty that I'm wearing right here. I finished my Dulcity. She's got sleeves, you guys. She's got sleeves. Um, I finished this up, I think, last week, the day after I finished recording the podcast, or maybe the same day from last week. I decided I'm going to hunker down and just finish it. And so then I, of course, immediately blocked it. And this is what it looks like. Maybe I'll insert a video of me just kind of wearing it. This is the Tulsa Tea by Rebecca Clow. And then this is Sorrel Yarn Scuttle in their fingering weight base that they used to have. So it's 4-ply. They, I think, only have 2-ply for their fingering bases now. So, but yeah, I finished the garment. It's not a sweater, but it's a garment. We did it. We did it. Sorry, I'll stop patting myself in the back now. Um, so the other two things that I finished this week, and finish is a little bit loose here because I still have to weave in the ends, but I finished a cup cozy. So this is, I don't know the best way to hold this. Hang on, let me slip this on my water. Slip this on my water and all the ends came out. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Mm, I don't have anything else. This is gonna have to do. Jeez. All right. This is my cup doodle. This is the holiday cup doodle by oh my god, I'm totally butchering that. Holiday doodle cup cozy. Try saying that 5 times fast. Um, by Pacific Knits Co. Uh, Jamie Lomax, and I am making this for my cousin. Asked me to make her some, so I'm making her some. I feel like that cup is just not the right shape because it's a corksicle, so it has those kind of squarish. Anyway, um, yeah. So this is all done in Knit Picks, by the way. I just got some Knit Picks Swish DK in some colors because I tried to use I had some worsted and I tried to adjust it for worsted and try and make it in the worsted that I had, but it was not working. I could not get it to stay on the cup. So I decided to just buy some Swish DK, and that's the first one. The second one is this one, and it's in the same boat. It has all the ends stuffed in here. I figured I would make them and then have an end weaving party and weave in those ends all at once. So this is the second one. And it's the same. I should preference this by pre preface this by saying, "Wow, it wouldn't be a podcast episode if I didn't trip over my own tongue." Isn't that right? Um, she has like a base pattern for the cup cozy, and then she does give you, depending on which one you buy, because there's an autumn one too. She does give you some charts, but these charts are from, I think both of these actually are from the Arctic Doodle. Uh, I'll have to check and then I'll put that up here if I'm wrong, but I know for sure that this one is. This tree set is from the Arctic Doodle, and then this one's not blocked yet. So, um, but I kind of like how it turned out. I thought it was interesting to do that kind of a snowflake design. And that's pretty much it. I finished. This isn't really a finished object, so we'll just move it into whips here. I finished my husband's sock of um, vanilla sock, size large, 72 stitches, and this is the Yarn Habit in We Hate Rachel Green Club from her friends collection. So I've got one. I have where to go. I have the second sock cast on. If I can untangle it here. And I'm really not very far. Not at all. I did the cuff, and I think I'm about to, once I cross this little stitch marker here, which is a turkey stitch marker by well, by Littlest Charm Co., which I thought was fitting because it's a Thanksgiving episode, so that's why I did that. Um, Once I cross that stitch marker, I believe I'm going to start the heel, German short row heel. So that's where I'm at with that. I wanted to be further along, but that's okay. I've been focusing on other things because I have quite a few of these to make. And while it's early, I want to make them, get them done, get them in my cousin's hands because in the past she's ordered stuff from me and I have been late. So I want to be on time this time. But that's the sock. The only other thing I've been working on is this sweater. So let me pull it out. She's going to be a little curly because she's a Tunisian crochet project. And this is the reason why I'm not further on other things. So this is the Cozy Brick Sweater. Oh, hold on. Stuck here. Aha. Hang on. Hang on. This is the Cozy Brick Sweater by Violet Loops on Instagram. I'll put her real name up here because it's escaping me right now. Jennifer Lovett. Ha. Jennifer Lovett. Um, and I'm still working on the body, but the two colorways I'm using are Balsamico by Explorer Knits and Fibers. This is their Rocky CK base. And the other color I'm using is Sweater Weather. Same base, same dye. Um, but yeah, I'm hooked and I can't put this down. And I figured I should just roll with it because I want to get as much done as I can before my brain is like, hey, I want to work on something else. Um, so yeah, that's that. Those are my only two works in progress. I haven't touched anything else. I didn't spin this week because, like I said, it's been a week. Um, so I think I had a birthday like 2 weeks ago in my family, my house, so I had to deal with that. And then now shifting gears, I have another birthday in something like 2 weeks. So it's kind of busy. It's kind of busy preparing for all that. So it's been crazy. Um, let's move into acquisitions. I've got my Fantasy Fiber Yarn Co. Daddy Club colorway. So, Fantasy Fiber Yarn Co. has a monthly club that she's doing this year called the Daddy Club. And basically, she picks characters that she likes that are, I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it there. But this was, I think, August. I'm pretty sure August. I don't know why my mind is blanking on that. But this is King of New Orleans and Algiers. And this is based on, oh my God, Marcus from Vampire Diaries slash the originals. I'm put up here. I feel like that's not right. The show is right, but I feel like the character is not. So I'm put up here. But uh, I like it. I I never know what to expect, but I usually don't dislike anything I've ever gotten from her clubs. And if I don't really, I'm like, I don't know, in this game, usually when I pick it up and start working with it, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how she does some kind of a magic, but it's really pretty. And look at the little speech marker. So cute. So that's Daddy Club this month. I wonder if you're going to be able to see this with the glare on the bag. So let me take this out. Um, Little Fiber Co. has been doing a color of the month based on Le Creuset colorways. I think I said that right. It's the they're most known for their Dutch ovens, but they do so much more than that. But I haven't been getting this even though I've wanted to. I think I mentioned this in the last pod because I haven't been spinning for a while. And I mean, hold on, let's go back. I wasn't spinning and now I am. So I figured now is the best time to start getting getting her fiber club. So without further ado, if you ordered last month, skip ahead. I don't want to be, I should have said that for the other one too. I don't want to be a spoily, but this every month she does a different fiber, and it's a great way to try out different fibers. And this time I'm still very new to spinning, so this does not shock me at all, but it's a new fiber to me. So this is 100% New England Cheviot. Cheviot? I don't know how to say that. I'm put the word here and you guys can determine for yourselves. But this is the colorway oyster. And I've only got it partially out of the bag here so that I can show you. But I'm in love. It's a beautiful charcoal gray and it's exactly what I was hoping for. And I can't wait to spin it. My last two acquisitions are spinning fiber. I guess almost all of them are just one sock set. Anyway, this is from, I think it's coconuts and cashmere. For some reason, my brain wanted to flip them right now, but I'll put it up here on the screen if I'm wrong. And this is some kind of lace. Oh my god, I'll put the colorway up here. On Rambouillet, nice and moody, something different. And then this one is vintage lace. I'm not sure. Maybe this was like romantic lace, or maybe I have them mixed up. I'll I'll put the colorways up here. They're both Rambouillet, so um, yeah, that's it for acquisitions. And then I'm not really reading. I'm in a reading slump, and I don't like it. I can't seem to focus right now on reading. I do keep trying, but I will literally read like 3 pages and then be like, "What's that over there? Hmm, what's that? Gotta do something else." I don't know why. Um, but I am, however, listening to Tales from the Stinky Dragon on Spotify, which is a D&D podcast. It was put on by Rooster Teeth Productions, but I found out, I think after the last podcast, Rooster Teeth closed up this year, I think in like July, like the end of July. And so this whole time I've been listening to their first campaign. They're on their second one, and in a couple weeks, I think they start their third one. I should say they probably finished up their second one knowing that Rooster Teeth was going to close down. But then they're going to be starting their third one in, oh my gosh, like 10 days, something like that. But basically, it's a Dungeons and Dragons podcast where they play it and we listen to it. And I like the fantasy storytelling aspect of it. Um, this might be a good, I just thought of like me listening to audiobooks as a way for me to get back into reading. I normally don't struggle to read. Like I can focus on reading most of the time. I don't know what's going on right now. I just don't have the brain space for it, I guess. But the podcast is great. My kids listen to it sometimes with me because it's fantasy and it's funny and it's it's mostly appropriate for them. They don't really cuss, and most of the jokes are like my kids don't get them because they make older references like Thundercats and things like that. So, um, but I found out I was really kind of sad. I found out that Rooster Teeth closed down after some 20 years of being a company and producing things. They're the ones who made Red versus Blue, if you ever watched that back in the day. Um, and I was like kind of heartbroken because I was like, here I am listening to this podcast and I found it this year. I'm like, I'm on the year 2022 now, for their where they were recording. But I was like, when I first started it, I looked ahead to see if it was still going, and at the time that I started it, they were still going. Um, and so once I found that out, I was sad because I was like, oh no, they're not going to be a thing anymore. I didn't really dig that hard, which is my own fault, but something just kind of bothered me about it. So I ended up going to they have social media, so they have an Instagram. I went to their Instagram and they got picked up by Critical Role. So Critical Role is probably, I don't know if it's the first one, but it's one of the bigger ones that kind of paved the way for D&D podcasts like it. And so they're I think a production company of their own at this point in time. And I actually I have so many podcasts and things to do. There's just so much stuff to do all the time. But they were one of the ones I wanted to listen to, and I ended up listening to Tales from the Sneaky Dragon first because it was put on by Rooster Teeth, and the guy who voices Caboose is the DM, and that just kind of hooked me in. Caboose is actually Gus something. I don't remember his name. I'll put it here, but I thought he would bring an element of funny to it, and he definitely does. I will say, listening to his voice binge style is not my favorite, but I've adjusted to it now, so no big deal. But that made me really happy. I found that out this week that they got picked up by Critical Role, and so they will continue making podcasts and campaigns and going on adventures. So that's pretty much it for this podcast. Short and sweet again. I think I've been trying to maintain it at weekly, which was fine for a minute, and then things started happening, and I started having to shift. So it's been, I think it's only been a week since I recorded, but there was a little period of time where it was a little bit longer than that. So it wasn't 7 weeks to the day. 7 weeks. Oh my God. 7 days a week? If I can untangle my brain scramble. Wow. It wasn't exactly a week. It was like 10 days or 9 days. Um, So I've had to shift the day that I upload. Like today, I'm shifting the day that I upload. I should have uploaded. It's Thursday, the 19th. I'm in such a state right now that I don't even know the day of the week. Every day that I've thought it was this week has been wrong. So just, if you're still here, thank you for bearing with me and my scrambled brain. I don't even know. Um, it's Thursday. I'll put the date up here since I can't get it together. Um, but yeah, uh, I should have uploaded this yesterday, Wednesday, the whatever day it was. But that's okay. I hope that you're still enjoying it. I Oh, one last thing. I totally forgot to put this in there somewhere. I've got a little bit of an update on where I am with the project that I can't talk about too much, even though my husband already knows. I'm at 15 out of 25, so pretty soon here. This is the big reason why I'm trying to take a big chunk of this out, is because at some point I'm gonna want to break from this, and I will pivot and probably start really hammering out socks because I need to get caught up, maybe finish it early. I'm not holding my breath for that, but we'll see. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening to my rambling. If you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up so that I know I can keep making these videos for your enjoyment. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Hang out. Let's knit together. I hope that you did knit something or crochet something I blathered while we hung out. And make sure to hit that bell icon so that you can be notified of every time I upload a video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.